Anyway, what was happening to me was that I wanted to learn things, and I couldn't if I stay home. Because if I stay home with my parents, I had to do things my father's way. I wasn't allowed to talk this way or to feel this way. So I had to behave the way he wanted me to behave. So at one point I couldn't stay home. So I had to make a decision. And I didn't want to tell my father even what I was going to do because he would not accept it. So I told my mom, but my mom, she gets scared, because she thought she's going to lose me now. So she locked me in the house. I couldn't get out. And I had to open the window and climb from the first floor, second floor there. I had to climb and just run away with some clothes. And because I knew this, I could stay with some of my friends if they would take me. I didn't ask them, I just realized I just go. I should have even told them that, if I could stay with them, but I just ran away. And I was crying, I was really, my heart, I said, my God, I'm hurting my family. And I had no idea actually how much I hurt them. So only now, because I'm older and I understand the pain I caused him. And the reason I'm saying this in the video is because sometimes we have a hard time forgiving people, because, they cause us pain and we get automatically angry. And sometimes it's something very small. It's like, I have my kids, I have 5 children. Okay, I'm divorced now, I told you. So, but even now, when some of my kids have disappointed me, I get so angry with them, and say, oh, how could you do this to me? I cannot forgive you for that, I will never forget what you've done. But it was such a little thing, because when I think about what I did to my father before, I say, oh, that's like treason. I betrayed my father, because, he had this brand new apartment, and me, I was his inspiration, because from all the 6 children he had, he looked up to me more than anyone else because I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I always had money, I would work. So he looked up to me more than anyone else from my own brothers, And then suddenly I do this to him, I don't know when he needs me the most, And, I cannot describe because what he's feeling, because it's his pain, it's not mine. But the way I realize how much he's suffering is that the day after, he packs everything, all his belongings, and he goes away. He goes back to Sicily. In other words, he left his job, he left his brand new house there. He didn't want nothing to do with it. For him, that was like a curse, what happened to him, because yes, he had a house and, and people dream, to have a free place, like that. They're waiting years and years. But for him to lose me, it was more important than to have the house like that, so. And maybe he's feeling also guilty that it's his own fault that this happened, because if he had not going to come into this city, he would still have me there. So maybe he feels responsible that it's somehow his fault that he went there and now he lost me, he lost his son. So he could not, live there anymore because who knows what else is going to happen afterwards, because he had, it's a big city, you see. This is not like a small city like we come from. So he was kind of scared. And maybe it was better for him to go back to Sicily in a way. But, there is not an answer to all this, why all these things are happening. I was traveling places. I said, this is beautiful. It's like, it's been my dream to always to travel. So now I'm traveling with this friend of mine. We going to a place together because in those days you didn't need so much money to travel. You could do like hitchhiking, and we were selling books also. We had some money coming in by my friend was really good, you know. He wasn't shy at all. So he was showing me how to be, you know, how to be sociable with people. So I was learning from him, you know. And and now we are in a place and we cannot find a place to sleep at night. So we have our sleeping bag. We decided to sleep on the beach, you know. It was my first time actually to do this, something like this, you know. So sometimes we sleep on people's houses. They would invite us, say, oh, you can sleep. They had rooms, so we sleep with them. But this occasion, we slept on the beach. And it was nice, actually. We went swimming in the evening, at night. And then when we slept, you know, we talking about, you know, the moon, the stars, and all these things. It felt very beautiful just to have this conversation, you know. And then we fell asleep. And then in the morning when we wake up, we wake up right looking at the sea. The sea was so nice in Italy. It was so calm. There was no waves, nothing. So we decided to go for a swim. And so when we're swimming, we're playing, but we are a bit away from the shore. It's about maybe 50 meters away. It's quite away. And the sea is high. You know, we cannot reach the bottom. It must be maybe 2-3 meters deep, something like that. And when we're swimming, something strange happened. My friend, he comes out and he has no front teeth in his mouth, you know, and he doesn't have his teeth. I said, wow, what happened to your teeth? Like, he's telling me his teeth just fell down. I didn't know he had fake teeth, you know. So it happened to him because when he was very young, he had done some drugs like acid, and he just burned his front teeth, so now he didn't have his real teeth. But now he's trying to get them in the bottom of the sea, and he cannot find it. And I'm trying to help him. We both cannot see anything, you know. So, and we're trying, and then finally say, oh, let's go get a boat, you know. He wants ask. There is a fisherman and ask him to take us to find this thing on the boat. So we approach him, and he has this look in his face because I don't think he believes us, you know, that we have this tea in the sea. And he's asking, could you please do this favor to us? We want to find our teeth, his teeth. And the guy said, listen, you know, I would like to help you, but I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can find your teeth, you know. He doesn't think, he's thinking we're wasting time, you know. And he's also eager to go home because I think he went fishing and now he's ready to go home, you know. And we insist, you know, please do us this favor, you know. And he's telling us, listen, you're just dreaming, you know. Even if you lost your teeth, you're not gonna find it. And at one point, he felt really sorry for us, you know. It's okay. Because, you know, we just insisting more than he insisting, you know, to do this for us. So he takes us in the boat. Finally, I can't believe how we can be so insistent, you know. You know, sometimes usually when you say somebody tell you no, usually you go away, right? But we don't give up, you know. I don't understand why. we are so insistent about this. But just to prove to you that sometimes when you want something so bad, you're gonna get it. And so he gave it to us. And because he doesn't believe, but me and my friend, we do believe, because otherwise we would not be so insistent, if we didn't know that there was like a chance for us to find it. Anyway, we are there, and we're looking around, and we are not sure if this is the right place, because when you look at the sea is completely infinite, of course. And after a few minutes that the guy is going around with the boat, my friend, he's not there, he's not in the boat, because he was, I didn't see him. He jumped from the boat and I didn't see him jumping. So, and I'm looking for him, in the sea and everything. And then he comes out from the water and he has his tea in his hand. He said, I found my tea. And I said, wow. And we thank God, both of us, we give God thanks to help us find it. Because see, in this moment, for me it's very important, because I wanted to find out if it's possible to believe in God and He will answer you, see? Because otherwise, if it's not possible, then what I'm doing, because I left my father, and if God is not real, I want it to be real, see? Because if it's not real, I'm gonna stop believing, I'm just gonna go. So when I see this thing, it's okay, this is working, So it's giving me inspiration to study, to learn, and find out if maybe, the miracle that Jesus did 2,000 years ago, He can still do it today, because there is not much different what's happening to me and what happened those days. For me, it's the same thing, more or less, And so we just went, and I'm sure that men, like the fishermen, must have been touched, not as much as us, because for us it was kind of normal in a way, because we were expecting something like this to happen. But this guy, imagine, how can you find the teeth to meters deep in the sea? This is not. We're not talking about divers and looking with the mask and the oxygen. Okay, maybe those guys had a better chance. But we were on top of the boat. You can hardly see. We didn't know where we were, and he happened to see it. This is kind of strange. No, don't you find strange? I find it a little strange.
Kind of, yes, but maybe some coincidence, just it happened, you were in the right place.
Okay, let's say it's a coincidence.
Because it happens in life sometimes like
yes,
that.
Okay, I'm open to that. I'm not saying it cannot be a coincidence, okay? But how do you explain all the other things that happened to me after that? You see, because it's not just one. Then am I just a lucky guy? Because my life has been full of coincidence that at one point I just stopped believing in coincidence. I know, someone is helping me here. So, I can go on and on accepting coincidence, but you need to know when something is more than that, and to me it makes more sense to believe that there is something powerful happening.